Chapter 57. Addison. The valet attendant must have either quit or called in sick, because cars stuffed the Circle Drive entrance to the hospital. I skipped the lot and left my car in the drive as close as I could. The lobby looked like the floor seats before a rock concert. Adults crammed together, all staring in the same direction and talking among themselves. Can you believe he's really going to do this? We've brought Kevin here for 2 years of therapy and hardly made any progress. Can this doctor really cure him? Why is that one cop so angry? I hope he gets to heal all the kids before they arrest him. What could he have done wrong anyway? I spun toward the person speaking. Someone is trying to arrest him. What's he look like? She shook her head and frowned. I don't know, like a police officer. Uniform, badge, gun. Oh, he looked uncomfortable, walked with a limp. He'd be hard to miss. She pointed toward the cafeteria. He's up by the door. I looked in the direction he pointed, but I couldn't see anything. God blessed me with a lot of things, but patience was not one of them. Maybe I could wiggle through and get closer. I lowered my head and wedged myself into the crowd. At first no one moved, but after a moment of steady pressure, I slipped through the first 2 people. This will not be a quick process, but I'll get there. I have to see Cameron. Aaron. We'd just finished the last room on this floor when 2 men strode down the hall toward us. Oh no, Dad, the police are here? I pointed to Alex. Get him out of here, I'll try to slow them down. Alex adjusted the controller and moved my dad around the far corner of the ICU. Where's Dr. Turner? One officer yelled. We have a warrant for his arrest. Be nice to them, Aaron. They're just doing their job. We'll find a way to keep going. I heard my dad, but the officers held my attention. They looked around the crowd, trying to identify him. They didn't realize he'd already aged at least 20 years since this morning, or that he had a broken wrist and hip. Maybe that will buy us enough time for Alex to sneak him out and back down the elevator to the cafeteria. I don't see him, said one officer to the other. You stay here. I'm going to loop back and make sure he didn't double back around. He headed back toward the entrance. These units resembled large rectangles. It was only a matter of time until they found him. Why are you looking for my dad? I asked. The officer spun and locked his eyes on me. You're his son? Where is he? Not here. But why are you after him? He's not a criminal. That's for the court to decide. I'm just following an order to bring him in. He just saved the lives of a few hundred kids. Look around. The officer sighed and rotated to take in the scene. Parents and children filled the hallway, all close together in hugs that probably wouldn't end for the rest of the day. That's right, said one mother. My son hasn't walked in 4 years. Now look at him. Mine had scoliosis so badly he needed a ventilator. Can you believe it? He's almost a foot taller than he was this morning and breathing fine. One woman stood out from the others as she cried next to her daughter. The officer walked over to her. Ma'am, what's wrong? Did something happen? My daughter, Chloe, she's perfect now. I see that. Congratulations. Shouldn't you be happy? I am. Of course I am. Dr. Turner took care of her when she first got sick. He diagnosed her brain tumor when she bled and had a seizure. We thought she was going to die. We'd given up hope and finally signed organ donation papers this morning. They told us she was brain dead. They said her donation would save the life of 4 other children. Now what's going to happen to the other kids? The child hugged her mom and buried her head in her shoulder. I didn't know how to answer that question, and neither did the officer. Natalie walked over to her and joined in the hug. Dr. Turner healed my child this morning as well. It's an amazing feeling to receive this gift, but there are certainly a lot of emotions that come with it. Your daughter's organs were probably going to a child in this very hospital, and that means, she stared at the officer, that if he's able to complete his work, those kids won't need a transplant. They'd already be cured. The woman sniffed and nodded. But what about other people in other hospitals? They could have used them. Natalie smiled and dropped her hand to take the woman's in hers. We can't save the entire world. Only God can do that. We need to focus on those around us and celebrate the wins when they happen. Your daughter is here, and that's enough to praise God and be thankful for today." "He's not here," said the officer who completed a lap around the unit. "But it's strange. All the rooms are empty." "Of course they are. My dad healed everyone," I said. "Now, do you want to arrest him? Or help him finish what he came to do?" The two officers shared a look and then turned toward the crowd, their postures relaxed. "What do you need us to do?" Natalie clapped her hands. "Absolutely nothing. Just go back downstairs and tell your boss you couldn't find him." "Well, that's easy because it's the truth. We'll head to the lobby and try to maintain order. Congratulations to all of you." They walked back toward the entrance to the unit and the main elevator bank. Once they turned the corner, I lost my patience. I needed to find my dad. "Where is he?" I asked, running to where I'd seen him last. "There's another elevator behind a door," shouted Tiffany from behind me. "It goes straight to the cafeteria. One of the other nurses took him down." I found the service elevator and slammed the ridge of my hand onto the call button. The doors opened immediately. Someone must have hit the button for our floor when they got off. Good job, Dad, always thinking. I'm glad they came up here instead of to the cafeteria. That could cause a problem.